For this particular problem, notice that it is a trinomial that does not have anything in common. And this first term here is not 1, so we're going to have to do either factoring by guess and check or factoring by grouping. Let's do factoring by grouping. For factoring by grouping, we need to take the coefficient of the first term, 6, and multiply it by the constant on the end, -5. And 6 times -5 is -30. We need to find factors of -30 that will add up to the -1m in the middle. Well, I notice, using my 6 and my 5, that if it was a -6 times a +5, that would give me -30, and -6 plus 5 gives me -1, which corresponds to the -1 in front of my m. So I can break this up into 4 terms by separating my -1m into a -6m plus 5m using the two values I obtained from my -30. I'm going to carry down the -5 and the 6m squared. Now that I have 4 terms, I will group my first 2 terms and my last 2 terms. The first 2 terms have a 6 and an m in common, so we'll factor a 6m out. 6m divided into 6m squared is m. 6m divided into 6m is 1, and since it's minus, that'll be a -1. On your second parentheses, they both have a 5 in common, so we'll factor a 5 out. 5 divided into the 5m is m, and 5 divided into this -5 is -1. Notice the parentheses match, so this is considered one large term, and so is that, since we have a multiplication there. So both of them have an m-1. Let's factor the m-1 out. If you factor the m-1 out of this term, you're left with this 6m. If you factor the m-1 out of this term, you're left with your 5. So the answer for this particular problem is the quantity m-1 times the quantity 6m plus 5.